last year. I fumbled against the Browns on our sideline. And the first thing I did while I was laying down is look up at Tomlin because I knew I wasn't going to go back on the field. I knew he was going to take me out. I seen him doing this, like, get out. I'm like, damn.
Warren turned on his speed, 63 yards on the run by Jalen Warren.
What is up, Steeler Nation? It is officially game week 1. The 49ers are coming. This is the Sick Podcast Steeler Crazy in the debut episode of the Jalen Warren Show, number 30 for your Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm Jay York Football. This is Mic'd Up Sports One. But before we get started, we are happy to announce our new partnership this season with Steel City Wheelhouse. Steel City Wheelhouse, where the bar is set. Tires for all cars and trucks can now be purchased online at steelcitywheelhouse.com. Financing is available. John over there, both Johns, great guys, blue-collar guys just trying to make a difference in the Pittsburgh community. We know our guy Jaylen goes there, and we want you to go there too. So make sure you go to Steel City Wheelhouse and tell them that the Sick Podcast Steeler Crazy sent you.
All right, now it's time what you guys have all been waiting for. Of course, there he is, like Jordan said, number 30 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're excited to watch him all year, but more importantly, we're excited to have him on all year. It's none other than Jalen Warren. Jalen, what's up, man?
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Getting ready, gearing up for the season, just like you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm excited to be on here.
Let's do it, man. We're excellent. Of course, all of us are in football mode. We're thinking about Steelers, 49ers this coming Sunday. But first, I want to revisit a little bit of your history, just in case somebody is tuning in that's been living under a rock for a little while and doesn't know who Jalen Warren is. Let's talk about your journey last year a little bit, man. You're undrafted, right? You're probably coming into the Steelers a little bit wide-eyed. What is the feeling as you're entering training camp last year as an undrafted free agent?
Oh man, it was just like emotions flying everywhere. I didn't know what to expect. All I knew was like when I try to when I put myself in those situations, I try not to expect anything, just to put my best foot forward. Although the moment was like big for me, I try not to let it show that I'm sitting there, and when things are going crazy, when I'm going through my mind, I don't let it show. I try to like calm myself. So I try to familiarize it with playing high school ball, like just as simple as that. I'm out here just playing high school ball, even though it's much different from high school ball. Just trying to stay myself in that mindset, Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, and I think it worked out. You had a killer preseason. Obviously, you go on to play really well for the Steelers. You move up on the depth chart. And before you know it, you're being embraced by Steelers Nation. How did that love feel last year?
Oh, it felt great coming in. I heard people like if you do good in the games, whatever you produce, the fans are gonna love you. I've heard that, and I thought, I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what you expect, but over here it's crazy. Like, it's love everywhere you go, and a lot of people don't notice me outside my helmet and my uniform, but some people do, and shoot, sometimes when I'm out, I feel like LeBron, like the way they be coming up to me. I'm like, I'm just a regular guy, I don't see myself like that.
You're like, I'm just playing high school football in my head right now.
I'm just
man.
playing
Leave
ball.
me alone.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
I'm
not
sure you're
much different
embracing
from you.
it. Right. There's no doubt at the end. Except you play professional football for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the only. That's the
maybe a little different, George.
Yeah. So you ball out last year. You averaged, 5 yards per carry, very explosive runs. What worked for you, and how gratifying was that? Even just to have the success that you had in the preseason, using that momentum to go into the regular season. Just kind of talk about where you're at as far as like preparation and game planning.
You talking about right now?
Yeah, and just how gratifying that was to really, last season as well in the preseason.
As far as the stats, I came in, my role was the third down back, and I knew I wasn't going to get that many plays in the game. So I feel like I had no room to air to kind of make stuff shake. So whenever I had a chance to just like get a vertical, get as much yards as I can, and like I said, just go out there and have fun. Don't let the moment be too big for me. And I feel like when I'm like calm and in my element, that's when I produce more than like thinking too much. I feel if you think too much, then you try to play perfect, and it doesn't work out like that. So yeah, I just try to go out and have fun.
Yeah, kind of like the mentality, just like I talked to you up camp, just get to work. It's a Steeler way. So talk about like your off-season routine a little bit.
This first off season, I learned a lot of the do's and the don'ts. I did take more time off than I should have. I feel like I could have utilized it more as far as like therapy and like using yoga and just stuff like that to kind of get my body right. Time did go by fast. We had like a 3-month break, and at the end of it, it felt like 2 weeks. So I definitely learned what not to do and what to do. I lifted more than anything. But yeah, I guess that's in that aspect that I learned a lot from it.
You guys barely missed the playoffs last year. Talk about the motivation going into that season or using that to fuel. And, obviously it's, you get hot at the right time and you can make a run. Just looking at this roster, from the top to the bottom, I haven't seen this much depth and as far as like the Super Bowl XL years I talked about. So just kind of just shed some light on that for us.
Yeah, I mean, we have depth everywhere, and like as far as the offense, positions we have backups who could play as starters, anywhere. So I'm excited to go into the season with, the weapons we have. We've been building this chemistry. Last year, you can see like we started, the chemistry started showing more towards the end of the season. We're all bought into the process. We're all ready to like just like fight for each other and go out there and just play our ball. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for that.
You're watching the Sick Podcast, Steelers Crazy, the debut of the Jalen Warren show over here. I do want to talk about something really quickly before we get back to Jalen, and that is another one of our sponsors, shopyins.com. We're going to hook Jalen up with some of the sick gear, man. He's going to wear some of this on one of our upcoming shows. He's a Yinzer now. Come on, man. Shop Yins, man. It's the #1 brand for Pittsburgh sports. Check out our hats, the #1 brand to rep all black and gold. You use this code SICK15 for 15% off your entire purchase at shopyins.com. We're also doing a giveaway. Make sure you're following them and us on Twitter at SickPodSteelers. We're giving away, yes, of course, none other than a Jalen Warren jersey. So make sure you get on that and give yourself a chance to win a Warren jersey. All right, Jalen, let's get back to it. You have an outstanding preseason once more. Obviously, you have the big run at home against Buffalo, 62-yard touchdown. You average a measly 14 yards per carry. And then what happens next? People are starting to make this out to be a Jalen Warren versus Najee Harris battle, right? Almost like you guys are going head to head. I know that's probably not what you guys are thinking in that running back room, right?
No, it's not at all. I mean, originally I'm here to, compliment him. That's the workhorse right there. And yeah, that narrative, people talk to me about it and whatever. There's like personal stories about it, but honestly, like, it's not like that at all. I don't look at him as competition. I'm not in there every day like, oh, I'm trying to take his job, because everybody, that's a fan of the Steelers on the roster, the staff, we all know we need Najee to win. So I don't like when it comes to that narrative, I kind of just block it out, because there's gonna be critics everywhere. People are gonna have their opinions, but that's what I like, about this atmosphere of the team, is we don't let that get to us. We just come in the building and we work on ourselves and we get to
work.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can definitely help put that narrative to bed. Obviously, you guys are both exceptional. Anthony McFarland, too. I mean, you guys have a lot of depth there. We're excited.
Three-headed monster.
It's a three-headed monster, man. We called it thunder, lightning, and I called Anthony McFarland the tornado. You like that? Kind of getting everybody along.
I like that.
The tornado. He's got the speed. The little whirlwind action there. Yeah. Hey, let's just talk about the unity of this team a little bit. We got to mention Kenny Pickett, of course. He seems like he's really taken the next step. I'm sure you saw the leadership last year, the maturation, but is he a little bit of a different Kenny Pickett to you this season?
Yeah, it's just like he already had confidence when he stepped up last year, but you can tell like he's more like enthusiastic about the team and what he's trying to like, bring in the attitude and everything that he wants the team to be a part of. And you can tell he's leading by example and leading like with verbiage and like making it known what he wants the team to look like. And that's good because you can see in practice, you can see in film, you can see, the body language throughout the building. You can tell like everybody's buying into that process. And it all started with him, laying it out. And so with him like being who he is, I think that's a good thing. You can definitely see the difference from last year.
I heard he bulked up too. Is he out there out benching you, out repping you a little bit?
He's halfway there, but
that says a lot.
Yeah, he got a little bit more meat on him.
Oh, that says a lot. Let's talk about some of the new additions on offense. We're excited to watch guys like Allen Robinson, Calvin Austin. Although he was there last year, obviously feels like a new addition because he didn't play. What has the dynamic of these two receivers been like for you? Have you gotten to know what kind of level have you gotten to know Allen Robinson on yet? And I'm sure he's been a big time leader for you guys on offense.
Yes, he came in. He laid out like his experience with the game and how that could help us. As an offense fundamentally. Calvin Austin, he's fast as
Tornado too.
Yeah,
we got to think of another nickname for him.
Yeah. Right, but he's like really fast, and you can see how we could use him as a weapon on around in the games and whatever whatnot. So yeah, those two additions are great for our offense.
Yeah, so let's kind of
every weapon you would want in an offense. I feel like we have everything.
Yeah, I said it's the most depth since the last Steelers Super Bowl team, and I mean that. I'm not being a homer or anything. Like, I really think that you guys can make a run this year. So speaking of the run, it begins on Sunday. Let's preview the 49ers. First thoughts about heading into this matchup. Obviously, they have a lot of talent on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, they have their power players just like we do. This is about us, though. I think it's going to be a real test to see like how we are and who we are. Yeah, it's going to be game one, and usually week one, there's a lot of people don't really know about the team yet. Mm-hmm. But I think this is a great start for us to see because 49ers obviously are like a really good team, number one defense last year. So I think it's going to be a great matchup.
Do you set a goal for yourself each game? Obviously, like, the goal is the win, but just like for yourself or for the season that you set, like personal goals?
My goals are more like don't fumble, don't do too much.
Those are good roles.
Yeah. Like I don't set goals as far as like, I mean, no disrespect to any other players, but they say like, gold jacket or obviously win the Super Bowl, but they want to be in the Pro Bowl. Mm-hmm. I don't worry about none of that. I just worry about winning the game first and then doing what I can to help the team win. I don't really focus on all the other things.
If you fumble, is Tomlin the type of coach you think who's making you sleep with that football? You've heard those stories. You got carried around practice. You got to put it in a stroller. Is that something the coach ever made you do?
Yeah, well, like training camp, I still have the water ball in my closet. It's Jalen's baby. Jalen's baby on it. Like, yeah, they made me do that last year. I fumbled against the Browns on our sideline, and the first thing I did while I was laying down is look up at Tomlin because I knew I wasn't going to go back on the field. I knew he was going to take me out. I seen him doing this, like, get out. I was like, damn.
Oh,
so,
man.
yeah, just control the controllables.
For sure. That's a Tomlinism. Boom.
Right.
What do you guys need to do to start 1-0?
I say just play our ball. Don't do too much. We're a great team. So if we just don't do nothing like, listen to the coaches, whatever we've been doing in practice as a team. Do that on game one. Don't try to come out and do anything different. Um, yeah, I would say just that.
Mike, you have anything else?
No, let's rock. You got us ready to run through a wall, like Jordan always says. We're ready to see that trio, man. Thunder, lightning, and the tornado.
Oh, I'm
As I
excited, man.
always, I'm telling you, man, as I always told Chris Wormley, anybody else who's joined us in the past, Alex Highsmith, Ogunjobi, our personal goal, we just want to see you stay healthy, man. So best of luck out there. All right. We're going to be rooting for you, obviously. I can't wait to catch up and develop a relationship this season and
Right.
take this all in. This is going to be a lot of fun for us, and hopefully
Your
the
own
season
show.
translates too. This is great stuff, Jalen.
Crazy,
We appreciate you.
Like I'm just out there playing ball, and then I get hit with all this. I'm like, whoa.
What do you mean? You're LeBron, like you said. You're the
Yeah. Hey, you gotta have that mentality, man. At least on the field, and you know that.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
All right, 10 touchdowns this week from Jalen Warren. Let's rock.
Woo. Hey. Then we wake up.
Yeah.
Hey, anything's
as long as you're
possible.
as long as you're not waking up with a football.
Yeah, as long as I'm not sleeping with the ball.
Or the Jalen's baby. Anything like that. Jalen, man, we appreciate you. This has been an awesome debut. Man. We can't wait for the fans to
Good luck
take
Sunday.
You got a ton of fans ready. You're going to make more. Thank you, Jalen.
Already. Appreciate y'all.
Catch you soon, man. We will catch him soon. That was, of course, the debut of the Jalen Warren Show here in the Sick Podcast. Steelers, crazy. Want to mention once more, we're doing an awesome giveaway over on Twitter. We're giving away a Jalen Warren jersey, courtesy of shopyins.com. 15% off. Use the code SICK15. Jordan, that show was sick, man. I can't imagine anybody who's watching this and not having any other takeaway than like Jalen Warren is awesome.
He's an easy guy to root for, humble, and just like he said, I just want to get to work. And you heard what he said about Steeler Nation. I mean, we ask all the athletes, even Worm, like I'm looking at a picture here, like I'm a Yinzer because of you guys. And I think that it's just going to be a great season for the Steelers. Jalen Warren, just really excited, but just wanted to say one more time a special thanks to Brushes and Beans Cafe in Murraysville. Caffeinate and create at Brushes and Beans Cafe. Visit them at 54550 William Penn Highway in Murraysville. I always get the espressos. Like I said, we're going to be doing some great stuff with them during the season. Take your kids, take your family, do some art. It's just an all-around great place, and we're excited to have them on board. So make sure you go check out Brushes and Beans. That's 4550 William Penn Highway in Murraysville. Mark, great people over there. And
yes, sir.
Jalen Warren, man, 10 touchdowns.
Hey, listen, I want to remind everybody out there that we're going to have a follow-up show this week. And each week this season, we're not only going to have the Jalen Warren and Friends show, we're also going to have, of course, a podcast previewing the Steelers game. It's usually going to be Jordan and I breaking some things down. And we like to bring on a guest who is a writer or somebody who follows the other team to really give us some inside analysis. I know today I wanted to mention a little bit. It is Tuesday. It was a Tomlin Tuesday, of course. Loved hearing more Tomlinisms, not just out of Jalen Warren, but literally from Mike Tomlin today. He was open about how confident he is in this group. Talked about Kenny Pickett getting that first captain patch, even though they don't wear it anymore. Obviously a huge accomplishment for him. Also, really like what he said about Dan Moore and Broderick Jones. They really seem to have at least stabilized that left tackle position. Dan Moore has stepped up big time. He was pushed, so we'll see what happens. And Broderick Jones, he said he had a great camp, and he'll be there waiting in the wings whenever it's his turn. Could see Dan Moore going to right tackle as well. So a lot of good things to build on, Jordan, from this excellent preseason. Obviously, Jalen Warren, an absolute monster.
Preseason MVP,
but
what it's worth.
For sure. We're excited. We're ready for this to just be a awesome season here on the Sick Podcast Steelers. Crazy.
Yeah, it's just been a great time. I still am like sitting here and I literally can't believe it's September already and the Steelers play football. And here we are with Jalen Warren show on the Steelers Crazy Sick Podcast. So make sure you subscribe and we'll be rocking all season. you never know what you're going to have on the Steelers Crazy Sick podcast.
Might have some guests coming up too.
Oh,
you never know.
man,
Might have a
dude,
live show.
we're
with
going.
Jaylen.
It's
Let's
football
go.
is here,
Rock.
baby. Football
I'm
is here.
sleeping with a football tonight. I'm going to sleep with a football tonight.
Sounds like a plan. Oh man, we've been working.
Kicking my fiance out. See you, Michelle. This football is taking your place.
All right, man. Hey, it's been another great episode. Tell your friends, the home of the Jalen Warren Show this season, number 30 for your Pittsburgh Steelers. The Sick Podcast, Steeler Crazy. Sammy and Ella, take it away.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Steelers Crazy on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.